Uttarakhand and Jammu and Kashmir have turned into a major crisis. The fire is now threatening villages, military installations and transport routes across Himalayan region. Dense smoke has reduced visibility in several mountainous areas, while strong heat, dry forest and high-speed winds are helping the fires spread rapidly. IAF has launched a rescue operation in Himachal, where a massive forest fire in Kasauli has been burning for nearly 27 hours since 26th May. The blaze threatened military installations and nearby residential areas, and Uttarakhand has reported more than 388 incidents of forest fires this season. 3 people have died in separate fire-related incidents, and more than 340 hectares of forest land have been reduced to ashes. Forest fires continue to burn for the 4th consecutive day in parts of Jammu and Kashmir's Udhampur and Ramban districts, where several compartments of the Ramnagar Forest Division and nearby villages were affected by the blaze, triggering panic amongst residents. Let's listen in. There have been several reactions that were also coming in. We'll try and get that to our viewers right now. But look at those visuals on your screens right now, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the forest fires that have been raging for over 2 days now in places in Uttarakhand and in Himachal Pradesh, and also in Jammu and Kashmir, that had turned into a major crisis, even though the authorities and the administration are trying their level best with the IAF intervening and carrying out the rescue operation. The fire is threatening villages, military installations and transport routes across Himalayan region. Those dense smoke that you can see billowing out of these forests has made rescue operation extremely difficult due to reduced visibility in mountainous areas. The terrain itself is not easy to carry out the relief work and to douse the fire, but these smoke has challenged the visibility, with strong heat, dry forest and high-speed winds helping the fire spread rapidly. Let's take a look at the ground report that my colleague Ramban has gotten us from Jammu.
जम्मू में 40 डिग्री का तापमान और उसके साथ साथ में जंगलों में धधक रही आग। मेरी मौजूदगी इस समय जम्मू के चौकी चौरा इलाके में है, जहां पर आप देख सकते हैं कि आग का तांडव जो है वो जंगलों में किस तरीके से देखने को मिला है। ये चीड़ का एक पुराना पेड़ जो है जो आग की लपटों में पूरी तरीके से जलकर खाक हो रहा है, और मेरे आगे पीछे भी आप नजर डलाएंगे तो ये पूरी पहाड़ी कल 2 दिनों से धधक रही थी, और यहाँ पर आप देखिए कि किस तरीके से आग ने अपना तांडव मचा रखा था। करोड़ों की वन संपदा और जीव जंतु को नुकसान जो है इस आग में हुआ है, और उस आग ने जो है वो पिछले करीबन 2 दिन से लगातार नुकसान जो है वो इस पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर रखा है। जितने भी पेड़ हैं वो धधक रहे हैं, जल रहे हैं। नीचे भी अगर आप देखेंगे तो ये भी एक पेड़ जो है उसमें आग की लपटें जो है वो साफ उठती हुई दिखाई दे पा रही हैं, और यहाँ पर अगर आप देखेंगे तो लगातार ये पूरा जंगल करीबन 7 से 8 किलोमीटर का जो जंगल है वो इस समय आग की चपेट में था। दरअसल भीषण गर्मी में जो चीड़ के पत्ते होते हैं वो नीचे गिरते हैं, सूख जाते हैं, और उसके बाद जब आग लगती है तो ये आग एकदम से बेकाबू हो जाती है। और ये आग अपने आप में बेहद ज़्यादा नुकसानदेह है, क्योंकि एक तरफ तो जीव जंतु और वन संपदा का जो है वो नुकसान होता है। इस समय मेरे साथ यहाँ पर एक स्थानीय व्यक्ति है। चाहे क्या नाम है आपका?
मेरा नाम होनी कैप्टन ओम प्रकाश शर्मा।
ओम प्रकाश जी, कब ये आग लगी थी, कैसे ये आग लगी और कितना एरिया जो है इसने पूरा अपने चपेट में लिया?
और ये आग 3 दिन पहले लगी थी और मैक्सिमम 8 किलोमीटर ऑल राउंड इसने एरिया चपेट में ले लिया है, और इसको बुझाने के लिए स्थानीय लोग और फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट ने बहुत मशक्कत की है, लेकिन फिर भी तूफान ज़्यादा होने की वजह से ये आग कंट्रोल परसों हो जानी थी, नहीं हो पाई, और कल भी होनी थी, फिर भी नहीं।
3 दिन से लगी हुई है आग?
हाँ, परसों से लगी हुई है आग, 3 दिन से। आज 2 रात और एक दिन हो गया है लगभग, लेकिन आज मैक्सिमम ये आग कंट्रोल होने जा रही है, क्योंकि आज मौसम साफ भी है, थोड़ा मौसम ठंडा है, तूफान नहीं है। तो
पेड़ों का तो नुकसान यहाँ पर हुआ है, फसलों का भी नुकसान हुआ होगा, और जीव जंतुओं का भी बड़ा नुकसान हुआ है।
फसलों का तो इस वक्त यहाँ कोई फसल तो खड़ी नहीं है, जीव जंतु का बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान हुआ है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर मोर, जंगली बकरा और ये जानवर वगैरह बहुत हैं। या कई लोगों के अपने भी जानवर, गायें वगैरह जंगल में गई थी तो वो भी आग की चपेट में आ ही जाती है अक्सर।
Well, Those are the reactions coming in from the locals, the residents who have also stepped in to douse the fire, but they have been maintaining that the fire has been raging for the last 2 days. And to discuss this further, I'm joined by Chandra Bhushan, who's the president and CEO of iForest. Mr. Bhushan, thank you for taking your time and joining me here at News 9. At the very outset, I want to begin by asking what leads to these forest fire, if there is any way that we can try and keep that in check. Is that even possible? Because these are causing not only large scale devastation, but also several lives being lost in the process. By the time the relief and the rescue operation is carried out, by the time there are administration that steps in to douse the fire, it's a little too late.
Thank you very much for calling me on your show. You have asked too many questions. There are multiple questions that you have asked. Let me answer one by one.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, there are a combination of factors which is, coming together for this kind of farm fire and forest fire. In fact, the first major factor is you now have heat wave in the hills, which was not there in the past. So the temperatures are rising, you have dry air, and then you have dry biomass on the forest floor. Now, this is a deadly combination. Dry air, high temperature, and dry biomass means that even a slight combustion, whether it is a natural combustion or a man-made combustion, will lead to large-scale fire. And this is happening in the country, this is a very common occurrence in the country now. In fact, if you look at the data for the past 2 decades, forest fire has increased in India by almost double, in last 10 years. And of course, the numbers are much, much higher in Eastern India as well as in Himalayan states. So this is now going to accelerate. Global warming is increasing temperature. This year, the heat wave is really very bad. The temperatures are high. And therefore, we should expect, if there are no rains, we should expect more, forest fire this year as well. Now, to the question of can we contain it? We can manage it. India needs to learn very quickly about forest fire management. We have been quite lucky with respect to forest fire because we don't have large scale forest fire, which you hear in Australia and say, for example, California in the US, where actually the forest fire can go for millions of acres. We don't have that because our forests are fragmented. We do not have that big stretch of forest. So because of forest fragmentation, our forest fire is not that huge. But that is also changing now. From ground fire, the forest fire is also becoming canopy fire in India. It means, instead of only the ground burning, now the top of the trees are also burning, which means that the possibility of fire spreading is quite high. So first, we need to learn very quickly how to manage forest fire. And I do not think that forest department can do it alone. It has to be a community-based forest fire management. We will have to involve local community who live there, who are either in forest fringe villages outside the forest area or within the forest area, who will have to play a critical role in managing forest fire. So yes, it can be managed, but I don't believe that we can stop forest fire. In some places, actually, forest fire is quite natural and good. It is part of the natural cycle, and that should happen. But in areas where forest fire is extensive, not part of the natural cycle, we will have to manage them with the help of community.
Okay, point taken that this is a natural occurrence, but are there also man-made reasons because of which forest fire ends up taking place? Could it be a case as far as campfires are concerned or the timber mafia is concerned? Are those also factors? Because whether it's stubble burning, that could also be one of the reasons. Do you feel that, Mr. Bhushan?
90% of forest fire in India has some human element.
Okay.
Whether it is, you must understand that forest fire is a combination of what is natural. For example, right now you have very high temperature, dry air and dry matter on the ground. That is what is a natural condition. Now in that natural condition, if you add a human element, which could be a campfire or simply someone throwing a bidi, okay, or collection of minor forest produce. In eastern India, for example, if you look at Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh and Orissa, their forest fire is initiated to collect tendu leaves. So 90% of forest fire in India have some human element, and that is something that can be minimized.
Okay, point taken. But as far as North India is concerned, Mr. Bhushan, before I let go of you, I want to ask you, are there any policy gaps? Do you feel there is a need for the government to try and look at this, what is happening right now? If it's happening every particular season, it is happening, every year it is happening, it becomes a perennial problem. What is the way forward then? We have to look at solutions.
Absolutely. It is only in last couple of 15 years maybe that forest fire detection system has started in India. We now have a proper forest fire detection monitoring which happens through satellite. So we now have that alert system, which is very good. But that alert system now will have to be operationalized through forest fire management plans. And that's where, as I said, which is not yet there. So we need to develop forest fire management plan for forest areas which are extremely prone to forest fire. Number two, we now have to invest money in forest fire management. It will require money, it will require equipment, it will require human resource, it will require incentivizing communities. So resources will be required. Unfortunately, that kind of resource is still not there on forest fire. So three things, okay? Operationalize your alert system, develop forest fire management plan for areas where forest fire is going to be very common, and third, invest in technology and people. We will have to do all these three.